Okay, I think we're live.
Hello, hello.
Take a few sips while we have some people join us.
Mm-hmm.
I should have put my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Oh, that's all good. Oh.
Okay, we got a couple joiners here. What's up, everybody?
Hello.
It's the Beanie Boys today.
Yeah, this wasn't planned. We talked about matching, but we thought, oh, just go with whatever flows, and hey, it flows.
Yeah, we're just in sync. I like it. Well, we got a few people. Should we get into it?
Yeah, I think so. I think there's some good tea for today.
Okay. Well then, welcome to Tea for Lunch, the show where we serve up the news you need to know in 15 minutes or less. We even have a timer. Today on the show, we have a special guest, my friend and someone that I work with, Benjamin Velázquez.
Hello, hello.
How's your week going?
So happy to be here. Hey, I actually haven't been in the office for over a month, so this is a good little intro to, back to real life interactions and work.
Yeah, Q4 was a little crazy and we saw almost too much of all of each other, but then we had the holidays and then we all got sick.
Yeah, that was not fun. It was a little bit sad just seeing everybody, we got on Zoom, seeing people, a little coughing and hair a little bit messier than usual, but hey, we survived and we're here.
Yeah, I still haven't showered for a couple days. I'm still kind of in that mode, even though I'm at the office.
That's what it was. I thought it was the tea that smelled different, but it's something different.
Could be my breath. It could be my body. Who knows? At least our viewers can't smell it.
All right.
Well, how's your week going before we get into it?
Hey, week is good. What is it today? Thursday?
It is.
Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, for a Thursday, I think we're doing okay. We're surviving. It's not as chilly, as cold as it could be outside, so I'm happy. Yeah, life is good. No complaints. How about yours?
Feeling good too. Packed my lunch today.
Okay.
Having a salad, so I'm looking forward to that as a little treat after this.
Let's go.
But before we get into solid foods, why don't we serve up some tea? So
Let's do it.
This week, first off, I want to let you know that every week we do this live around 12:30. You can see it's more like 12:44 Mountain Standard Time. But we also offer it afterwards on IGTV or in audio format on podcast anywhere you listen. So if you didn't catch it today, you don't feel like watching our mugs on screen, you can always catch it on Apple or something like that Friday morning. The first story for today is one that I took a lot of interest in. It is that LVMH Luxury Ventures took a minority stake in Aimé Leon Dore. I always mess up the pronunciation of that. I just want to say Aimé Leon Dore.
Amy?
I
don't think anybody really knows how to say it correctly, so...
Yeah, Aimé is the only French word in the name, so it kind of messes you up.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Anyways, based on a report from Business of Fashion this Tuesday, Paris-based LVMH, a multinational luxury holding company with stakes in brands like Louis Vuitton, Dior, Tiffany, Sephora, brands like that, they took a minority stake in the Teddy Santis founded label Aimé Leon Dore. The total share is undisclosed right now, but we know it's a minority stake and it's still an interesting move for both parties.
Yeah.
If you're not familiar with ALD, it is, in my opinion, one of the most unique or original streetwear brands from the last few years. Led by Teddy Santis, the brand produces elevated essentials and has established recent collabs with some notable brands that you will recognize, like New Balance and Porsche. You could say the label successfully synthesizes New York fashion, nostalgia, and a nice sort of contemporary sensibility that we're all kind of into right now.
Yeah.
So to be clear, with this investment, the ALD team will still remain independent in terms of operation, but whenever something like this happens, you kind of wonder what's going to change, whether it's price or availability to the public, or maybe they're scaling up retail partnerships or something like that, but to be determined.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, minority stake is under 50%. So Aimé still has, control over their brand. It's not like they're giving everything up to this entity. But yeah, I wonder what it means, like when they say we're gonna support and give kind of structure to the brand. I don't know exactly why they would also keep it as an undisclosed sum. It's kind of like,
Yeah, it's true. It's similar to, was it the Nike and Artifact deal, like that was undisclosed as well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Some big figures, but
I want to know those numbers.
Yeah, honestly.
Give us what we want.
Yeah, well, how much do I need to have in my bank account to get on that team?
I don't know if that's even achievable for guys like us, man. But anyways, Teddy Santis, the founder, he's up to a lot right now, not just ALD, but he's also kind of the creative director of New Balance Made in USA. I don't know who all saw the recent New Balance 550 drop with Aimé Leon Dore, but I was able to grab a pair out of a raffle, and I've been really enjoying them. They're super steezy.
You get so lucky with like the sneaker raffles, like the sneaker
I'm on a roll.
giveaways.
I'm on a roll right now. I don't think I'm getting special treatment. Maybe unbeknownst to me I am, or I could just be lucky.
That's actually how I got introduced to the brand, through the 550s. Like they were blowing up, and I was like, where is this coming from? And a big push was from Aimé Leon Dore. So.
Yeah, and the ones I got are lows, but I feel like I recently saw some highs, like some New Balance 550 highs, and those are really cool.
They're clean, for sure.
You would rock those.
I gotta save up. Gotta keep that in my budget.
Sounds good. Well, it seems like we've got a lot to look forward to from Aimé Leon Dore. Why don't you take us into the next story?
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about this one. I got, a lot of personal connection to this story specifically, but you may know them as Peter Hernandez and Brandon Pack Anderson, but most people know them as Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak. They teamed up to form what we know as Silk Sonic. And Silk Sonic is set to do a Las Vegas residency. The duo will set down roots for a 13-show run at Dolby Live. Yeah. So interesting, because most artists, most musicians that end up doing the residency in Vegas do it later on in their careers, not so soon. These guys are what, 35, 36?
Yeah, they're young pups.
Yeah, and it's just an interesting move. I'm interested in hearing the decision making process on their end, because they haven't really released much besides like tour dates and prices and all this stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. They just actually announced this I think the day before yesterday or yesterday. Tickets went live yesterday morning. So it's super recent, and yeah, they're bringing like retro, like 70s vibe back. It's almost like a vintage film camera, or like those like 70s Mercedes Benz type. That's the kind of vibe or feel I get when I listen to Silk Sonic. Yeah,
it's kind of that like Playboy nostalgia vibe.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I like it. I like that they're doing it. Like, why not them? Why not now? Even though some artists wait till later, they've just got such a good thing going. And I think even better than listening to it on your phone or at home, or even like watching a video on your Apple TV or whatever it might be, like that in-person concert experience can only be better with those guys.
Yeah, well, you know what? I was going through, like, guilty. I was going through the tickets, I was going through the prices and going through everything. And you're actually not allowed to bring like a phone with you into the venue. Yeah, you're not allowed to like be recording, and if you get caught, quote, it says you will be escorted out of the venue. So it's very interesting that they're even going, like, it's part of their brand almost to go back in time and be phoneless, like mobile deviceless. And yeah, I really think it's a cool marriage between these two artists who already had their own names, their own personas, and they're coming together to do this, which is why I actually think that they're doing the residency. Is they're both doing tours and shows outside of this collaboration, so it really is like the perfect way to do a live show, or else like they'd be interrupting their other stuff to travel the world.
Yeah,
it's good to just set in one spot and do these 13 shows and then continue with their other work.
Yeah, and they're really playing into that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing with no phones. And I feel like that's a flex too, because most artists these days they're trying to get any opportunity for viral social content and like shareability, but these guys, they have a big enough brand already that they don't need people posting about their show.
Honestly, you
already know.
You know what it feels like, Mike? It feels like You know how you can do collaborative posts or like collaborated posts on Instagram? That's what it feels like.
Just a big old Las Vegas collaborative post.
Honestly. And Silk Sonic in and of itself, I think, is such an interesting concept because they actually launched, or Bruno Mars launched like a Lacoste clothing line called Ricky Regal, and then also launched a rum, like a luxury rum line called Salvatore Rum at the same time that all this was coming out. So it's really interesting because Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak and like James Fauntleroy put together like a jingle for the Salvatore brand, and when they went out like on the red carpet and stuff, they had like Salvatore.
It's all connected.
Them. It's all connected. So
these guys are genius.
You know, it's a groove, but it's also a business move.
Definitely. Well, I like it. I saw Anderson .Paak once here in Calgary, and he was meant to have a band with him, but then his whole band got held up at the border. So it was just him that showed up.
Is that One Love?
It was One Love, yeah. And still, just him by himself performing was fantastic. So add to that Bruno Mars and the rest of their awesome band, and like, man, it's going to be a wild experience with the rum and the clothing line and the visual in-person experience. It's just another level.
Yeah.
Should we go to the next story?
Let's do it.
Last but not least, Instagram introduces subscriptions. So starting January 19th, Instagram is beginning to test subscriptions. It's not available yet to everybody, with a handful of creators who will be able to set a monthly price of their choice that will unlock a subscribe button on their profile. So if you follow a creator, influencer, a founder, someone like that gets this early access or to beta test this program, you'll be able to pay extra to subscribe to essentially privileged or paywall sort of content that is special to this group of like inside subscribers. So it's kind of like a Patreon or an OnlyFans. Yeah. So I guess there goes my OnlyFans account. I'll move it over to Instagram.
Bye.
So you can get that content right here, y'all. But yeah, while the feature will only be available to a limited number of people or US creators during this initial test, Instagram expects to roll it out to a wider group of people even within the next few months. So you don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, I like it more than I'm confused about it. I like it because, you know, power to the creators, power to the solopreneurs, to the freelancers. You know, a lot of the people that I'm connected with, like in my circle, come from those areas. So I think that's a big opportunity. But I wonder how the Instagram world will react to it. Like how easily people will say, yeah, I wanna put my credit card, on that.
I feel like it's going to be such a spectrum of results. Like I think it's really going to show which creators or influencers actually have a relationship with their audience, and which ones just kind of like built a following for the sake of a following. And not like pointing at any fingers at specific creators or brands, but I'm curious to see like which ones actually make that paid content feel really valuable.
Yeah, honestly, I think I mean I can imagine a couple like scenarios that this might work. You know how like well, we just talked about concerts and live performances. If you have like a Spotify account, and let's say for example Silk Sonic is doing their Las Vegas thing, right? Spotify will send, if Silk Sonic is in your like top trending or whatever, your top listen to artists, what I understand is that Spotify will send these people like a pre-sale code to unlock availability to certain seats and stuff like this. I wonder if creators will start doing stuff like that, where it's
so it's not just content, it could also be like purchase opportunities or like privileged like ticket options and things like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I guess that's something we do a lot with e-commerce brands on email, is like early access to promotions or like unique content about the brand that other people don't get. Yeah. So yeah, incentivizing that deeper level of relationship with a brand. I don't know if it'll be available to brands yet, but even I think there's a lot of creators with products that could likely take an approach like that. It's interesting.
Yeah, I think also one thing that I like that I heard was that if you're the one putting out the subscription and I'm subscribed to your account, then whenever I comment or interact with you, you'll see that I'm a subscriber. Like we'll have like
Oh, okay.
badges. There'll be a
Right.
badge beside my username.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see then, the creator see their audience as
Right.
a subscriber as opposed to just
Yeah.
another follower.
Because
I
then
think that'll
maybe you
be
can even
interesting.
prioritize like who you're responding to in your DMs and like who you're engaging with in the comments and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So many different possibilities. Well, I think we're pretty much at time there, and that's all we got to say today. Do you want to give them that last famous line?
Well, friends, team, people out there in the world, now that we've wet your palate, go eat something more substantial.
Let's go. See you
Get
next
outta
week.
here.